Okay, guys, quickly, today we have an interview I did with two witnesses who were there at the Charlie Kirk shooting. This was actually uploaded a few days ago on my second channel, The Discourse with Brandon Clark. The link is in my description if you would like to go there if you haven't checked it out and subscribe. We do interviews and debates on there regularly. We have actually another interview with another witness who is there on that channel as well that won't be on this channel, so jump over and check it out after this one.
And she was explaining how she saw the bullet go directly into his throat. It sounded awful. It's fortunate for us at least that no one else got hurt.
For me, the first instinct was like, wow, that's probably a firecracker or something. I've never heard of a gunshot.
We are joined by Tiana and Laura, two onlookers to the horrific shooting yesterday at Utah Valley University involving Charlie Kirk. I want to start by thanking the both of you for taking a moment to speak with us and ask you how you're feeling. I'm sure experiencing anything like that could be traumatic for anyone.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're definitely a lot more calmed down. I mean, of course, yesterday during the event, we couldn't stop shaking, but we are a lot better now, especially since it's more towards the end of the day.
Yeah, that is good to hear. Awesome. I am very glad to hear that. I want to start actually before the shooting, just because I've heard from a lot of people about security at the event, that there wasn't a lot, that there was a big crowd. Maybe it seems like they weren't ready for how big the crowd was. I'm curious if you guys had that thought while you were there also, if that was similar to your experience.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, I'll how about you talk about that, Laura? Because we
Oh.
were talking about the bodyguards. So I think
I know from what I know he has 8 bodyguards just for himself, and then I know there are some polices over there, but still, like we can walk in easily. That nobody's checking our bags. We can bring anything, and also when that after that happened, like we can just leave. There's no one checking us, no one locking up the doors. So that was kind of concerning for me after the whole event. I was like, wow, it's actually too easy to come in and also too easy to get out.
Yeah, at first I thought, okay, 8 bodyguards, I feel like that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I didn't expect anything like this to happen at all. But it was very easy for us to go in. And I know that we did have to sign up for the event, but they didn't even ask us for tickets at all. There was no one at the front doors at all. Anyone could just walk in. I remember walking in as well, and there was even someone handing me a flyer, and he was asking, "Oh, that there's an event today. Do you know what it is?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, I already know what it is because I came there for that." But that just shows to prove that there were people there that were just walking by. They saw the event and they just stopped by. I mean, that's really easy for anyone to bring guns and anything else into campus.
Yeah, and I mean looking back, I guess hindsight's always 2020. I'm curious, where were you guys, I guess, in position of the crowd, and then just were there police around the area? Like, did you see officers at all, I guess security more so, from where you were at, or was it just his bodyguards only, kind of?
Yeah, we saw his bodyguards surrounding him. So we were in the courtyard that's more towards the middle of campus. And there was a ground floor and then different steps going up. So we were on the third step, and his bodyguards were on the ground level area. And yeah, we were pretty close. We were next to the people in line waiting to ask him questions. But I remember you mentioned as well something about the bodyguards with him.
I well, I didn't see anyone that's like more like toward the crowds. Like, and there's only the people, but more of the security guards or even the police is more toward him, like trying to protect him more about that. But that's all I saw.
So then the moment that the shot rung out, I'm curious from where you guys were, was it pretty obvious to you that it was a gunshot? Was there confusion? Kind of what was the initial feeling?
Well, for me, the first moment, I mean, I'm from out of the country, so for me, the first instinct was like, wow, that's probably a firecracker or something. I've never heard of a gunshot, which is good. So and then started, I was like, wow, what happened? So I look up into the sky. That's also kind of reason I missed him falling down as the the chair. I looked up and there's nothing. I was like, oh, maybe it's an event, so they're putting up some firecrackers, fireworks, or something. But no, it was really loud and really obvious. It's just like one shot.
Yeah, we didn't realize the severity of the situation. I was really confused as well. But yeah, we didn't realize the severity of the situation until everyone started ducking down and screaming, "Get down." And that was when it really sunk in, and I was terrified that a second gunshot was going to go off.
So I guess in the moments after then, how was it getting out of there? Obviously, your safety being your first priority. Were you guys, I've heard accounts of, and I guess you described it as steps of how it is kind of slanted
Mhm.
there. Was it hard to get out? Were there people like fighting over one another, like toppling, or was it kind of, was there pathways made?
Yeah, we were actually just discussing this earlier today because we did go back to campus, which was pretty scary as well going back there. But yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and from like Laura and I, we travel a lot, and so we both have, and like she's from Asia as well, but I have also traveled to Asia, and we feel like it was a bit different in America because at least in Asia, people usually trample each other. They usually bump into each other a lot. But surprisingly, when we were in that situation, there wasn't any stampede or anything. I mean, yeah, it was awful. People were crying and screaming to get down and to run. But surprisingly, no one was bumping into us. I mean, yeah, there were a few scuffles or anything, but we didn't have that big of an issue with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep.
Hmm.
So what is kind of, I guess, either around campus or from maybe friends you have, those who were there or weren't there, what is kind of the response that you're seeing from those maybe more directly connected to either the university or the event itself?
Well, we had some friends also went to the event, which we were not like right next to them, but there were people who are closer to him, and then they have experienced more, and then they're more traumatized. Some people see that happen directly, which is it was definitely not fun, and it was not good at all. And then like after just within like an hour, we've heard from a lot of friends in the Utah County, or like I have friends from UFU. They just reach out immediately and say, "Wait, how are you guys? We heard about it." So actually, the news spread out really fast, and then everybody heard about this. So they all ask us how are we doing.
Yes, I had a friend from Canada reach out as well. It really spread like rapid fire, the news. But we did have a friend who was really close to Charlie Kirk, and she was explaining how she saw the bullet go directly into his throat. And she really just saw everything. I mean, not going to explain the details, but it sounded awful. It's fortunate for us at least that no one else got hurt. So I am thankful about that. But yeah, it must have been so much worse. The people that got like to see firsthand how it looked in the front.
Yeah, I could only imagine, and my heart goes out to them as well as obviously Charlie Kirk's family. The last question I just had for you guys is, having been there firsthand, what would your message be? Obviously, with everyone talking about it, discussing it, what would your message as someone who had been there be? Whether like, maybe make sure we have empathy in moments like this, or what are your thoughts at the day after?
Well, for me, I my only thought was just like, regardless of your political stand or whatever you're at, I feel like it's a human life. We should take it more seriously about the security of the campus, or how can we improve this in the future? How can we protect just human beings' life better in the future? And also, after we experience this, actually, I we both feel like we're not really aware of what's happening around us. Like we came out the campus, there are still people laughing or just chatting, like next in a store or something. So I that actually made me realize more like, oh, I should take care, like I should look at news more. I should look around me a little bit more, be more observant, and then yeah, that really had me think a lot about myself.
Yeah, I also agree with what Laura said. I just believe that we should, from now on, stay more observant. I mean, before this whole event, I thought that it was going to be, I don't know, somewhat peaceful. I didn't think anything bad was going to happen because, of course, usually we have that mindset of nothing bad can happen. But just always be aware. Unfortunately, that's what the U.S. has come to. We can never truly feel safe. So we just always have to stay aware of our surroundings. make sure that you're observant. That's just, yeah, how we have to live now.
I completely agree. And I think that remembering to have empathy and humility are things that keep our humanity in times like this. I want to say thank you again for taking the time to speak with me. And I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing better, at least as good as you can be 24 hours removed from something like that.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yep. And I hope your week continues to get better.